All right, you all. So welcome. I have one of my good friends here from all the way on the other side of the world, but we connected through menopause and mimosa. And look, we have been friends ever since. She's doing some amazing things all over the globe, talking about what menopause. And so I'm excited to have Clarissa here with us. And you may be saying, who is this lady that's talking, right? Well, I'm your host, Clarissa Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And I'm the number one Black face of women in menopause. We're spreading the word. And so menopause March Madness is where it's at, right? Because this is the thing. Women are not only getting thrown into menopause, and that might sound a little harsh, but that's how I felt I was. I was thrown into menopause due to surgery, a complete hysterectomy. And so some people are like, what? You're too young to be in menopause. And I just give them the look. I'm going to show you all the look I give them. I'll be like, but you don't know how I got there, right? So everyone doesn't get there naturally. And some people get there medically, meaning chemo or some type of surgery and all of these things. And so this is why we're having the conversations, one woman at a time, one expert sharing our experiences. We want to put this disclaimer out there. What we're saying here on this video and different things, it is for educational purposes only, right? And so seek your medical professionals, whether that's your general practitioner, your PCP, seek them for what's going to be best for you. But we want you to know you have support, you have community, there's guidance, there's literature, and you're not in this journey by yourself. So Clarissa, welcome.
Thank you, Carlika. It's good to be here and it's good to see your smiling face.
Yours too, always. It's always such a pleasure connecting with you. And it's almost like it seems like I've known you for so long, right? And we've never met in person. We've only met in this virtual space. So you all, yes, so many things have happened with COVID and when the pandemic first hit. But one thing I can say for sure, if you have not made connections all over the world, shame on you. Because this technology has afforded us to do that. And so, Clarissa, introduce yourself. Let everyone know who you are, what you're doing in the world.
Yeah, so I'm Clarissa Kristjansson. I am a menopause holistic health consultant. So I look at the kind of a non-medical side of menopause and how we can use those things along with anything you take with your doctor to make your life a lot better. I'm a podcast host. And I'm an author too. And menopause is my thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So did the book come out yet?
The new one? No, the new one comes out in March. So that's where we pulled together 11 people. One of them is a man. Talking about his experience with his wife. And then there are 10 other women from right around the world. And I mean right around the world. So we're talking menopause, whether we're 40 or 80. So it's
yes. And I'm glad to hear that a male, because I don't think a lot of times people include their partners and different ones on the journey. And so I was even reading an article where a man, and I know Dr. Seibel, like he's amazing. I actually had an interview with him probably about a month ago, but he really started diving into it, trying to find answers for his wife. He was like, he was just trying to find her some help, trying to find, what could he do? And so a lot of times people are not even including the men.
Yeah, they're not talking to their partners. They're just going through this alone, and the poor guy's going, what's going on here? What's happening here? I don't know. She's screaming at me. She isn't interested in sex anymore. She's tired. She's brain foggy. I don't know. I don't understand what is going on. And no one's telling them. No one's saying, hey, this is menopause. This is what's going on. And hey, this is how you can best help your partner. No, you can't understand it like we do because we're going through it, but you can support her in the right way. And I think it's really an important conversation because we shouldn't in 2022 be hiding this from anyone.
I totally agree. And any woman out there listening and you're hiding, well, you're trying to hide your menopause and whether that's from shame or the fear of even losing your job and different things, because Clarissa, a lot of people don't think sometimes of the employment aspect. And so for your journey, right, let us know, like, what has that been? How was that for you? Like, were you still employed? Did you end up leaving? Like, what happened on your journey?
Oh, I was employed when I was in the worst of my perimenopause. And it was so tough because there was no one to talk to. I was a single mom. I was working probably 50 hours a week, crazy corporate job. And my anxiety was off the Richter scale. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times the anxiety would just wash over me. I wouldn't sleep. I'd come to work tired. When I got to meetings, I'd be panicking, thinking, oh hell, no one's listening to me. And I did stuff like I talked over people. I was so like this because it was just so much for me. And instead of being supportive, I had a boss and she said to me in public, your anxiety is making other people feel uncomfortable. Wow. Yeah. Wow. And I was like, I'm getting out of your goddamn team. And I did. But then, it didn't actually go away. It got a bit better. I mean, my health was good and my exercise, but I had a panic attack at work. And I was like, I'm done with it. And that was awful because I actually have no idea to this day what I said to my new boss, a very senior guy. I don't know what I said. And he just looked at me and he said, did you run up the stairs? Maybe you should take the lift next time. Because, when you're anxious, you breathe like this and you don't. And I just was, right, I'm going to change this. And that's when things changed. And I went and sought some help. And got a lot of the ability to manage my anxiety much better.
Wow. And I just thinking about how insensitive people can be with the words that come out of their mouth without them thinking. And sometimes I don't think even women, right? Like, you want to look at them and you're like, you're a woman and you're going to eventually get to menopause. Now, your symptoms and what you may experience may be different, but you're going to get there. And how would you feel if someone is like, oh, you're using menopause as a crutch, or, oh my God, what you're going through is affecting everyone else around you. Or like I've been told, oh, she's just, she's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and but you don't know how crazy I am, because a few times I've literally got in my car, put the keys in the ignition, and I had to think for a minute. Okay, I was just ready to drive off, because just because you're not always expressing what's going on while you're sitting there at work, things are happening. Sweat is dripping down your back. Like you said, anxiety is going off the Richter scale. And then you have other irritants such as employers or management and different things want to write you up because you've called out a couple of times without even asking you, hey, is there something going on?
Yeah. Yeah. And brain fog. I mean, I was talking to a lady, and I'll just share the story, Kalika, but she was very senior. She was like an HR director. And she said to me, my brain fog is just so bad. I get to meetings. Everybody knew I was this really sharp woman that could have an answer. She said, I sit there, like a dummy. I failed 2 new job interviews because when I get there, I can't speak. And so my life is absolute mess, because I can't, and my confidence is now eroded. So it's not just the brain fog. It's not the joke, hey, I lost my car in the car park, which I did too, but that's a different thing. But, it's not that, or you call somebody by the wrong name. It's you get to a presentation and you don't know what you're going to say. You're going to meet somebody senior and you can't remember their name, or you literally don't have words when you should have words, or you've got an important project and you can't focus. Those things are serious. We've spent, lifetimes building these careers. Yes. People have a certain view of us, and all of a sudden in a matter of a few incidences, it's wiped out. And if your organization doesn't care about menopause or hasn't had any menopause training, then no one has your back. No one thinks, well, hang on a minute, could she be in menopause? What can we do to help her? No.
I totally agree. And since we're even talking about employers and places where people, wherever you work at, right? There is a lack of understanding. And because there's a lack of understanding, there's a lack of empathy. And due to the lack of empathy, now you have these corporate women who have done their job well and different things exceeded. I'm talking about executive level positions and different things ready to walk out. And even now, more so now, more people are leaving. And they're predicting, I was reading an article in the UK, they're predicting, and quote me if I'm wrong, I want to say like 1 million women.
Yeah, 1 million women say that they might leave their job. I mean, then 1 million women won't leave their job as such, because obviously a lot of women need their job, but that's how they feel. They've had some incident at work, some unempathetic response. They don't have anybody to talk to, and they're taking days off sick and lying about it. They're struggling. And the first thing that happens is it's a performance issue. It's not, hey, this is going on for me and I need different support. And each company has to work out what's right for them and for that person, right? So we can't say it's got to be like X, Y, Z. But if there's no training, if there's no understanding, and if women can't formulate their own questions or their own conversation and say, hey, I'm going through menopause. This is sometimes happening to me. How can we work together? Then neither party meets the other, and it's women's jobs that go on the line.
It is, meaning now we see this inflation going around with every single thing. You're right. More people are like contemplating. Okay. But then you sometimes feel the pressure if you have called out or something like this. So, or people are not calling out because you're afraid of being fired. So, right. Meeting each other to say, this is what I'm going through. Okay. And this is just the transition that I am currently in. If I got, someone who's been at a place for 20 years or more, right? If I got here and I was 20 years old, I'm not the same woman at 20 versus
at 40 or 45. No.
I went through some things. I've seen some things. I've probably even seen some things transition here in the company, right? So I think if more companies look at even the transitions that they have endured of revamping, rebranding, and all of these different things, hiring a new CEO, you went through some transitions. That's the same thing with us just being human beings. Whether you're male or female, just being a human being, a transition, right? If someone's lost a child or a loved one, they have a transition. Now, most places of employment, those 3 days of bereavement and come on back to work.
Yep, it's the same. I mean, it's the same exactly. And menopause doesn't last forever, as we know. Yeah, for some women, it's a couple of years. For other women, yeah, it can be longer. But it's possible for organizations to work around that. Yes. And to find ways to keep people that they think are really important, to support their female staff as they can. I mean, it's different for different, levels and spaces and organizations, but they can do it if they want to. And I think what does happen if they don't support women, and the women who are in a position to leave, they get over menopause and they go, thanks, but no thanks. And then you've lost, years of experience. You don't get that back just by hiring a 20-year-old and off we go again. You've lost real value to your business. And I wish that business leaders around the world would get that.
Yes. And it's costing them more, right? If they look at their profit bottom line and all of these different things, when you have to bring someone else in, hire and train and all of these different things, it's costing them more.
Oh, yeah.
Than the loss that you endure.
A lot more. It costs them heaps. It costs them the hiring, the training, all that expertise that isn't on a piece of paper. It's not written down. You carry it in your head. And people who've been in jobs for years know what to do. They're gonna just do it because they've been there and they're competent. They don't need extra supervision. So it's really, really important that employers get that message.
I love that. And so, Clarissa, I know we're going to be reaching our minute. I definitely want to respect your time. So, what are a few recommendations that you have for a woman who's saying, you know what, I'm in menopause. What can I do even on a more holistic um, treatment plan for myself? And you all, once again, let's put this disclaimer out here. This is not a medical diagnosis. This is not prescribing you anything particular. It's just saying, hey, here are some options that you can talk with your doctor with to see what's going to best fit you.
My first thing has always been track your periods and track your menopause symptoms, because you can't have a conversation about something you're not really aware of. You get the doctor, surgeon say, I don't feel very well, and you kind of say things. You got what, 7 minutes, 10 minutes? They're gonna say, oh, here are some antidepressants, or here's something else. Unless you sit down and you say, I've been experiencing these and these symptoms. This is what my periods are like. Do you think I could be in perimenopause? Am I a candidate for support with hormone replacement therapy or whatever? And those are things to let you be in control. And if you get the right clinician, if they don't answer you properly, switch doctor. That's my advice. Go to someone who is experienced, who is trained, who does know about this. But then also the things we can do for ourselves is just some basic habits. Yes. Go on a plant-based diet. It's supportive. You need a good, healthy gut. Move every day. Go for a walk. Strength train, because when estrogen goes down, we're all at more risk for osteoporosis, and we need to build up our strength in our bones and our muscles to help us through. And it's good for our hearts too, to strength train. And there's ways to find out about how to do that. You don't have to lift some enormous weight that's bigger than you do. You really don't. There's bands and there's body weight exercises like Pilates. And I'd say make time to manage your stress, because stress accelerates your menopause. It makes your symptoms worse. You know, think about when you're stressed, you're anxious, you don't sleep, you put on weight, you're moody and irritable. It sounds just like menopause sometimes. but if you manage your stress, and if you do some of those things, you're going to be giving yourself the best chance.
Wow, that is amazing. And look, you all, those recommendations, those tips right there, they're things right in your own household that you don't even have to leave the house to even make these small changes, which equal big changes in the long run, right? So changing our habits, enhancing and elevating things in our lifestyle, such as our eating and movement and all of those things, and stress, right? So many people have been so stressed and different things that it's putting such a toll on people's mental.
Yeah, people are broken. People feel, and women are saying in studies, my menopause symptoms are worse because of COVID. So hopefully when this time passes and we get back to something new, whatever that is,
some of
that crazy stress will die down and we'll have a little bit more peace. But in the meantime, there's things you can do. There's breathing, there's yoga. And if you're really struggling, go to a mental health professional. There's no shame in seeking out a psychotherapist or a hypnotherapist to help you. There really isn't.
I love that. You all, look, Clarissa is amazing. Make sure you all connect with her, and she's going to let us know. She has a book that will be coming out in March, so you definitely want to get connected. So when that drops, look, you get your copy of it, because I know it's going to be amazing, amazing. And so, look, connect with her. She's going to let us know, but she's so right. Get the help that you need. Right? Don't feel ashamed talking about menopause. Don't be ashamed talking about your mental well-being. Don't be ashamed to talk about anything that's going on with you. Seek the help that you need. Do the things that you can do at home as well. But whatever help that you need, we want you to know that you're not alone on any of this life's journey. Whatever life throw at you, you are not by yourself. Look, you got us. We're here. We're here for you to direct you and help serve and support you as best as we can. And even if it's not in our realm, look, we're going to find you some help. And Clarissa, just let everyone know how they can, y'all, look, words all twisted, how they can connect with you.
You know, a good place to connect with me is Instagram, because I'm there, and I've got a site, and it's Thriving Thru Menopause. So you can always find me. It's a good place. If you send me a message there, I look at my Instagram a lot. So if I'm there, then I send me a message, and then we can connect and go and email each other or have a chat. I'm always here for people, because you're right, Kalika, we're not alone, and you're not going crazy. Just remember that.
You're not alone, and you're not going crazy. I love that. So you all follow her, connect with her on Instagram so you can learn more about her. Once, like she said, reach out to her, right? You have to, no one to know what you're feeling or going through if you don't open up your mouth and have a conversation. And it with Clarissa or myself or anyone that we're connected to, it is a safe place. So you don't have to worry about us talking about you, because we're always talking about us on these conversations. We're talking about our journeys and expertise and experience. So Clarissa, I just want to say thank you. It's been good seeing you. As usual. And so hopefully when things get, I said I'm coming over there. Look, we're going to do something over in the UK. We're going to do something. And so when things even get a little better, but I want to say thank you. And I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you, Kalika. It's been a pleasure, and it's good to see your face again.
Thank you. So you all, until the next time, I am Clarissa Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And this has been another amazing episode of Menopause March Madness with Clarissa. Make sure you all get connected so you can see all the amazing things that she's doing. We'll talk soon.